Good evening, I'm Apolinario, Freddy Dignadis Valencia, and this is Philippine Headlines. In Luzon, the SUV driver involved in Ortiga's crash was a student, not a house employee, says PNP. The Philippine National Police clarified that the driver of the SUV involved in the crash along Ortigas Avenue on July 10 was a 20-year-old student, not an employee of the House of Representatives, despite a house sticker being visible on the rear of the vehicle. In the incident, a 41-year-old woman was killed, while a TNVS motorcycle rider was injured after the SUV crashed into the motorcycle they were riding along Ortigas Avenue. The PNP also said that both parties have already reached an amicable settlement regarding the incident. In Visayas, the coffin moved after floodwaters reached wake venue. The residents of Barangay Miraga, Gibuangan in the municipality of Santa Barbara, the province of Iloilo, worked together to move a coffin after floodwaters rose and inundated the house where the wake was being held on Sunday. According to the uploader, Maestrong Bolantero, the coffin was temporarily transferred to the barangay chapel for safekeeping. In Mindanao, the injured Philippine eagle was rescued in the city of Malaybalay. A female Philippine eagle named Sawaga Dalwangan was successfully rescued after residents found her weak and injured near the Sawaga River in Barangay Dalwangan in the city of Malaybalay, the province of Bukidnon. The eagle was immediately turned over to the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR, and brought to the Philippine Eagle Foundation for urgent medical treatment. According to X-ray results that released by the veterinarians, the eagle had 2 air gun pellets lodged in her wing and leg, indicating that she had been shot. He also suffered from deep wounds that had already become infested with maggots. Authorities are continuing their investigation to identify and hold accountable the person responsible for shooting the eagle. The Philippine eagle is classified as critically endangered, and harming or killing one is a serious violation of Philippine wildlife protection laws. In the other news, the coffin transported on a raft to cross a river in Barangay Inagawan subdivision in the city of Puerto Princesa. A resident shared the difficult situation they face when crossing in the river in Purok 5 in Barangay Inagawan subdivision in the city of Puerto Princesa. Since there is no hanging bridge, residents must use a raft to cross to the opposite side of the river. With the current bad weather, crossing had become even more difficult and dangerous. In a Facebook post by Inday Ana, a video showed that despite the challenging conditions, a coffin was carefully loaded onto a raft and transported across the river so the deceased could be brought to their final resting place. The raft also had to make additional trips to ferry mourners across the river. The residents said that this is not the first time they have appealed for a bridge to be built over the river. They are once again calling on the authorities to construct a bridge as soon as possible so they can cross safely, especially during bad weather or emergencies. And our business update, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas warns public against photocopying Philippine banknotes. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, or BSP, has reminded the public that reproducing Philippine banknotes without authorization is prohibited and punishable under existing regulations, credit, and lending. The central bank said BSP Circular Number 829 Series of 2014 prohibits the printing, photocopying, and distribution of Philippine currency, whether in color or black and white. According to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, reproducing banknotes is allowed only with prior authorization from the central bank and only for educational, historical, or numismatic purposes. The individuals found guilty of violating the regulation that may face imprisonment of not less than 5 years and not more than 10 years. The reminder followed discussions on social media after statements made during an impeachment trial involving attorney Armando Virgil Ligutan. During the proceedings, Ligutan emphasized that photocopy documents could be considered an original under certain legal circumstances. The issue also drew attention to a 2025 Supreme Court jurisprudence, People of the Philippines versus Lastimosa, which allowed photocopies to be admitted as evidence in court under applicable rules. However, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas stressed that the legal treatment of photocopy documents in judicial proceedings is different from reproducing Philippine currencies copiers. Following the impeachment trial, several social media users posted images showing printed or photocopied banknotes, claiming these were in response to statements suggesting that photocopies could be considered original documents. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas reiterated that reproducing Philippine banknotes without authorization remains illegal regardless of the discussion surrounding the admissibility of photocopied documents in court. The central bank urged the public to comply with existing regulations and avoid reproducing Philippine currency without proper approval. In Luzon, the family of 3 was dead after being electrocuted by a sagging live wire in the province of Nueva Vizcaya. 3 members of a family were rushed to the hospital. Still, they were declared dead on arrival after they were found lifeless in the bathing area of their home in Barangay San Luis in the municipality of Solano, the province of Nueva Vizcaya, last July 12. The victims were identified as the 36-year-old father, who served as a barangay tanod, his wife, and their grade 5 son. According to reports, the victims were found lying on top of one another by the father of the deceased barangay tanod. Initial investigation suggests that the father had just finished taking a bath and was hanging clothes on a wire when it came into contact with the galvanized iron roofing, where a sagging live electrical wire was hanging. The contact reportedly caused the family to be electrocuted. Due to the high voltage, parts of the victims' bodies reportedly sustained severe injuries. They were immediately taken to the hospital but were declared dead on arrival. The couple's 3-year-old child survived the incident after remaining inside the house and not going to the back area where the accident occurred. Oh, yeah. In Visayas, the shops at Estancia Feeder Port were gutted by fire. The 5 shops were destroyed in the fire that broke out at Estancia Feeder Port in the province of Iloilo at around 1 p.m. on Monday. Based on the initial investigation, the shops were constructed from lightweight materials, and an electrical failure is believed to have initiated the fire, which spread rapidly. No injuries or fatalities were reported in the incident. The Estancia Bureau of Fire Protection, or BFP, is continuing its investigation to determine the exact cause of the fire and assess the total amount of damage. In Mindanao, the 14-year-old girl was dead after a king cobra bite in the municipality of Maitum. 3 younger cousins were saved. A 14-year-old girl was lost her life after being bitten by a banakon or king cobra while at the stream in the municipality of Maitum, the province of Sarangani, on Monday. According to her family, the snake was about to attack her 3 younger cousins. Instead of running away, the girl shielded and embraced the children to protect them, causing the snake to bite her on the back. Her brave act saved the lives of her 3 young cousins. In the other news, good news for commuters. The LRT2 now offers cashless payments. Aside from the beep card, Commuters can now use their debit and credit cards to pay for fares on LRT2 starting on Monday. The QR codes from electronic wallets will also be accepted as a payment option. According to the Department of Transportation or DOTR, the initiative aims to provide passengers with more payments choices and reduce long checks at ticket counters, especially during times when beep cards are out of stock. A similar cashless payment system was first introduced on MR3 last year. Meanwhile, LRT1 is expected to implement the same system before the end of the year. And our business update, the stocks peso weakened ahead of fresh market catalyst. The local bourse and the peso opened the week lower as cautious investors stood on the sidelines ahead of fresh market catalysts. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index or PSCI fell 0.33% to 6,265.72, while all shares also declined 30.30% to 3,383.23, except for services, which rose by 0.41%. All sectors closed in negative territory. Mining and oil recorded the biggest decline at 2.27%. The stock market ended with 77 gainers, 101 decliners, and 75 unchanged. Meanwhile, the peso weakened, closing at 61 pesos and 59 centavos to a dollar from last Friday's 61 pesos and 55 centavos finish. It opened at 61 pesos and 61 centavos and traded between 61 pesos and 56 centavos and 61 pesos and 65 centavos. Yesterday's average stood at 61 pesos and 59 centavos. Volume of trade fell into 957.5 million US dollars from 1.4 billion US dollars. In Luzon, the hospital patient hit by van while crossing pedestrian lane. The CCTV footage captured the moment an 89-year-old man, reportedly a patient at Claro M. Recto District Hospital, was struck by a van while crossing a pedestrian lane on Sunday morning. The victim was identified as Leonardo Borrello Ritual, a resident of Sitio Masla in Barangay Sablang in the municipality of General Nakar, the province of Quezon. In the video, the elderly man was seen looking both left and right before crossing the pedestrian lane, apparently checking for oncoming vehicles. However, as he proceeded to cross, a van suddenly approached and hit him, throwing him onto the road. According to witnesses, the elderly man was on his way to buy food because he had been admitted as a patient to the hospital. The victim sustained rib pain and facial swelling due to the impact of the collision. He has not yet been discharged from the hospital as he is still scheduled to undergo an X-ray and CT scan to assess his condition further and ensure his safety. In Visayas, the motorists alarm as rocks fall on National Highway in the municipality of Sogod. The motorists and commuters have expressed concern over the safety along the National Highway in the municipality of Sogod, the province of Cebu, after rocks and debris began falling onto the roadway. In a video circulating online, the rocks can be seen continuously tumbling from a nearby hillside, creating clouds of dust in the highway and posing a potential danger to passing vehicles. The video was posted yesterday. As of now, the local government of the municipality has yet to release an official statement regarding the incident. In Mindanao, the magnitude 6.5 earthquake was shaken in the province of Davao Occidental. A magnitude 6.5 earthquake struck in Davao Occidental at around 11:49 p.m. In July 14. According to PHIVOX, the epicenter of the strong quake was located in 104 kilometers southwest of Balut Island in Sarangani, Davao Occidental at a depth of 10 kilometers. The agency also warned of possible damage and aftershocks. The earthquake was also felt in other parts of Mindanao with the following reported intensities. Intensity 5 in Kiamba, Sarangani. Intensity 4 in Malapatan, Maasim, and Maitom in Sarangani. General Santos City, Tupi, and Tibuli in South Cotabato. Intensity in Santa Maria in Davao Occidental, Malungon, Sarangani, Santo Niño, and in South Cotabato. Intensity 2 in Rojas City, Capiz, Magsaysay, Davao del Sur, Banga, Tampakan, and Surala in South Cotabato, Palimbang, Libak, Calamansig, and Bagumbayan in Sultan Kudarat. Intensity 1 in Kidapawan City in Cotabato, Digo City in Davao del Sur, Norala, South Cotabato, Esperanza, President Quirino, Isulan, and Tacloban City in Sultan Kudarat. The earthquake was also felt in Cagayan de Oro City at around 11 p.m., but the City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Department, or CDRRMD, had not released an official intensity report. In the other news, SKSU College of Law building design was approved. The design of the Sultan Kudarat State University, or SKSU College of Law building, has officially been approved, paving the way for a more modern learning facility for law students in the province. The building will feature a moot court, modern classrooms, a law library, and other facilities that will support quality legal education. Construction is expected to begin in the coming months. According to Sultan Kudarat State University, the project aims to expand opportunities for aspiring lawyers and further strengthen the education sector in the province of Sultan Kudarat. Our business update, Cebu Pacific to roll out Starlink in the year 2027, the first in Southeast Asia. The Cebu Pacific is set to become the first low-cost airline in Southeast Asia to offer Starlink, bringing high-speed satellite internet to passengers as competition increasingly shifts beyond fares to the overall travel experience. The Philippine carrier said the rollout will begin in the year 2027, allowing travelers to stream video, browse the internet, work, and stay connected throughout their flights. The move also gives pilots, cabin crew, and airline operations faster and more reliable connectivity, helping improve operational efficiency. In Luzon, the tricycle and motorcycle was involved in the road crash. At around 9 o'clock and 5 minutes, last night, a road accident involving a tricycle and a motorcycle was reported along New Divinesia Highway. According to a post by the Dagupan City Information Office, the City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, or CDRRMO, immediately responded to provide first aid to those involved and ensured they were transported to the hospital for proper medical treatment. Based on initial information, none of those involved sustained serious injuries. Personnel from the Dagupan City Police also investigated to determine the cause of circumstances that led to the collision. In Visayas, the content creator in the province of Negros Occidental faces backlash for allegedly hurting a dog. A content creator from the municipality of Kawayan, the province of Negros Occidental, is facing widespread criticism on social media after allegedly hurting a dog. In a statement, Bash Project PH urged the public not to share the original video and instead report it to the appropriate authorities. The organization said it is now coordinating with the local government of Kawayan to ensure that the content creator is held accountable. As of this writing, The Kawayan local government and the Kawayan Municipal Police Station have yet to issue an official statement regarding the incident. Under the Republic Act number 8485 or the Animal Welfare Act of 1998, cruelty and abuse against animals are prohibited. In Mindanao, the helium tank explodes in the city of Coronadal. Two houses were damaged. Two houses were damaged after a helium tank exploded inside a residential area along Gregorio del Pilar Street in Barangay Zone 4 in the city of Coronadal, the province of South Cotabato, around 2 a.m. on Thursday. According to the Coronadal City Police, the cause of the explosion has yet to be determined. The blast damaged part of the concrete wall of Leon's place, owned by 84-year-old woman. The explosion also shattered the glass windows of the house of a 38-year-old businesswoman who also lives in the area. Authorities identified the owner of the helium tank as a 42-year-old ambulant vendor from Barangay Bukana in the city of Davao. A false blast investigation is ongoing by the South Cotabato Provincial Explosive Ordnance Disposal and Cannon Unit together with the South Cotabato Provincial Forensic Unit to determine the exact cause of the explosion. In the other news, agricultural damage in the province of Isabela due to drought may reach 2.6 billion pesos. According to Governor Rodito Albano and Vice Governor Kiko D, discussed the impact of El Nino on the province of Isabela, particularly in the agriculture sector. According to the Vice Governor, around 31,000 hectares of the rice fields have already been affected by the ongoing dry spell, with the figure possibly increasing 270,000 hectares, including areas planted with other crops. Overall, agricultural losses are expected to reach 2.6 billion pesos. Governor Albano emphasized that 45% of Metro Manila's rice supply comes from the province, highlighting the seriousness of this situation. The provincial government assured the public that it is continuously coordinating with the national government to ensure immediate assistance for affected farmers and those who may still be impacted. The officials also appealed to the public to pray for rain to help ease the drought in the province. And our business update, the fuel prices seem to rising by over 2 pesos per liter, according to Department of Energy. The diesel and kerosene prices are expected to rise by more than 2 pesos per liter this week, while gasoline prices may either increase or decrease by 1 peso per liter, the Department of Energy said last Monday. The Department of Energy said fuel prices for the coming week remain affected by movements in the global oil markets as the conflict in the Middle East continues. The following pump price adjustments are expected to take effect from Tuesday to next Monday. The diesel increase of 2 pesos and 62 centavos to 4 pesos and 62 centavos per liter. Kerosene increase of 2 pesos and 22 centavos and 4 pesos to 22 centavos per liter. The gasoline either an increase or a decrease of 1 peso per liter. This will be the last week that the Department of Energy will announce fuel price adjustment in ranges, as the agency said specific price adjustment will be posted starting next week. Secretary Garin said announcing specific price adjustments would make it easier for the Department of Energy to monitor local pump prices as the country remains under a national state of energy emergency. Secretary Garin also warned the public about potential slight pump price increase in the following weeks, citing growing tensions in the Middle East that threaten safe passage in the Strait of Hormuz. In Luzon, 18 injured after jeep collides with bus in the province of Bataan. 18 people, including the driver of a public utility jeepney, were injured after the vehicle reportedly lost its brakes and crashed into a Victory liner bus, an electric pole, and the fence of the private residence in Barangay Roosevelt in the municipality of Dinalupihan, the province of Bataan, on Tuesday night. According to the initial investigation, the jeepney was traveling from the city of Olongapo to Dinalupihan when its brakes allegedly failed while passing through Sitio Bilyaran. The driver reportedly attempted to slow down after the passenger requested to get off, but the braking system no longer responded. As a result, the jeep continued moving controllably and struck the rear left side of a Victory liner bus that had stopped along Umali Street in Prok 2A, Barangay Roosevelt, to pick up and drop off passengers. After the initial collision, the jeep also hit a concrete Penelco electric pole before finally crashing into the fence of a private home. Rescue and medical personnel immediately responded and assisted the driver and 17 passengers, who were all taken to J.C. Payumo Memorial Hospital for immediate medical treatment. Police are continuing their investigation to determine the exact cause of the accident and whether anyone may be held liable. Meanwhile, the jeep, the bus, the electric pole, and the house fence all sustained damage, although the total cause of the destruction had yet to be determined. In Visayas, the South Road Properties dump site continues waste disposal operations. Operations continue at the South Road Properties dump site in the city of Cebu, where a long line of garbage trucks was still seen this afternoon. This comes despite the cease and desist order issued by the DENR Central Visayas 14 days ago. The DENR gave the Cebu City government 90 days to clear the area after issuing a notice of violation. However, waste collection and disposal operations at the facility are still ongoing. In Mindanao, 9 landslide victims were laid to rest. The 9 victims of the landslide triggered by the recent heavy rains were laid to rest on Thursday at the Malapatan Public Cemetery in Poblacion in the municipality of Malapatan, the province of Sarangani. Bereaved families, relatives, and mourners attended the burial ceremony, including the mother of baby Savior, while authorities continued searching for the child's body at the landslide site. Malapatan Mayor Salway Jun Sumbo Jr., MMPA, also offered flowers and each grave as a gesture of sympathy and solidarity with the families left behind the tragedy. In the other news, Typhoon Inday and southwest monsoon death toll rises to 26. Over 1 million people affected, according to NDRRMC. The death toll from widespread flooding and landslides caused by Typhoon Inday and the enhanced southwest monsoon or Habagat has climbed to 26, according to the latest report from the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, or NDRRMC. In its July 15 update, the NDRRMC said it is still validating the identities of the reported fatalities. Aside from those who died, the agency also recorded 9 injured individuals, while 14 others remain missing. Meanwhile, a total of 1.1 million individuals, or more than 244,000 families, have been severely affected by the onslaught of the bad weather across various parts of the country. And our business update, NCCC Supermarket Malbar was ceases operations. The once bustling marketplace is now quiet. Only a few vehicles remain parked in the parking area, and the entrance doors were allegedly closed when visiting the NCCC supermarket on Malbar Street in the city of Puerto Princesa, the province of Palawan. Yesterday marked the official end of operations from the supermarket at its Malbar Street branch. It is advisory to customers The company announced that the Malver Street supermarket is now permanently closed. However, its branches on Lacau Street and in Barangay San Pedro remain open and continue to serve customers. The company also expressed its gratitude for the continued support and loyalty of its customers through the years, saying it has been an honor to serve the community. And that is Philippine Headlines this Friday, July 17, 2026. I'm Apolinario, 30 Dignity si Valencia, and this is Salakot Online Broadcasting Network. Good night, Philippines. Amping kasadya.